And I'm at the city main.
Okay.
Here's the deal. So where the roots are growing in, so somebody, I don't know if it was the city or if it was another homeowner prior to you, I'm not quite sure, but anyway, the tap has been kind of redone, which is a good thing.
Well, they laid, what was it? Fiber. The Verizon came through and laid fiber a couple of years ago.
Yes, sir.
I don't know that they went that deep.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So the spot that I have marked in the yard is where your massive root ball is growing in.
Okay.
Once again, that's on a turn, on a dive. That spot is 8 foot 3 inches deep.
Right.
Once you make that turn and you dive down, when it starts to flatten back out again, that spot is broke on the bottom. And
is
that's
where it ties to the main. It does this and then.
Right at that second turn, sir.
Okay.
That's not your tap. You still got another 10 feet to go before you even hit that spot.
Okay.
So the bottom of that hub is broken out.
From roots or from
that one doesn't look like it had a root ball growing in it, no sir. So that one could have been from settling, it could have been who knows what.
Okay.
Nevertheless, the bottom of it's broke. So if that spot is 8 foot 3 at where it dives, the next spot down is probably another 4 or 5 foot down.
So more than 11, which is.
Yeah, you'd probably be 12 or 13 feet, give or take. I can't mark it because I can't jump that offset.
Oh, with your camera? Or
At that spot. I can't just snoop right there. I was able to jump it. It took me a little bit. It took me a few tries. But I did get the camera to skip over it.
Okay.
So the remainder of it looks pretty decent.
Okay.
What I can try to do is get close to it and let me see where that second spot's at. I just literally had jumped it right before I told your wife I wanted to talk to you.
Sure.
Because there for a minute it wasn't looking good. I didn't think I was going to be able to skip it.
Is that just because there's a gap there?
Correct. It is actually pulled apart where the bottom of the pipe is broken. I'm recording this onto a flash drive for you guys, so you
Okay,
also
I
have
understand,
it.
especially if it's offset down. Then
Correct. I'm in the worst possible spot, so the wall of the pipe is up here, and my camera just keeps banging into that one spot.
No real way to make it.
There's no paper or anything that's been hanging there because gravity's your best friend. So once it makes it down, it's probably just skipping right on across it.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at is I don't know, and there's roots just past that joint of that second turn where it flattens out, where it has that offset in that break.
I would expect, given how long that oak tree's been growing there. So.
Yeah.
So you haven't ground those out yet?
It's a 6-inch pipe, ma'am. We're only capable of doing so much. There's no method of drain cleaning that's ever going to bring that pipe back.
No,
So,
I mean getting the root out.
that's going to be getting dug up anyway, so it's a moot point.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to dig it up high and then get to the next low spot. And then right at that second low spot, I couldn't even get the jetter to pass it. I tried and tried and tried, and the jetter just, the root saw wasn't going to make it.
It's just because of the offset.
Correct.
Okay.
I wish that spot wasn't bad because I was able to get like 98% of the massive roots on the first turn out and get rid of those.
Okay.
And there's no damage or crack there. It's just right where the roots grew in. They grew right in the first hub of that first turn, and then they started growing down the pipe and latched onto the second batch. So your clay tile is going to be every 4 foot.
That's what roots do.
You're going to have a joint.
Yeah.
So you also have heavy root intrusion that's been growing in at around the 33 foot marker. Once again, I got all the dead ones and everything, but
So
there's
that's
one.
33 feet that way.
That is correct, sir.
Okay.
and it's growing in on the right-hand side of the pipe at 3 o'clock.
That's probably the locust tree that's out here.
That one I'm not too super concerned about, just because of the fact when the other spot gets dug, we always prefer to jet opposite direction of flow. That way when we're cutting, it's removing at the same time and flushing it, versus when you're going with the stream of flow, it makes it 10 times harder to do what I'm after. So there will also be a clean out that will be installed. Whomever digs it, it would behoove them to put a clean out in outside.
Well, whoever's gonna dig it is got to fix this whole broken section, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So it would make it count for them right before that first turn on that dive would be to put a clean out in right there. So that way, because it's a straight shot from there all the way back up into this portion of the house.
So is that just like a surface
Correct.
column that they put in? And,
that gives you access.
Metal cover so it can't be.
You can do however, sir. Yeah, you can do plastic, you can do metal.
It's just to allow somebody to come back in at
Correct.
a point years down the line when
Correct.
it's reserved.
If they ever needed to jet or anything like that, everybody can go from the outside. Nobody has to bring equipment back in.
Is it expensive to install that?
What, the clean out?
Yeah.
It's not even price negotiable. The hole's already there. So you're only
Oh.
talking,
Yeah,
$30, $40 for the material.
The big hole's already done.
The cost of digging the hole's what's going to get you because of the depth. Do you guys have a lawn irrigation outside?
We do.
Okay. So it would wind up being a pretty large hole outside.
So I can tell you that we don't know exactly what the direction of the feeder lines from the valve control in
Sure.
the center of the front yard.
Yes, sir.
There's two of them because there's two zones,
Uh-huh.
and I can turn the sprinklers on, and we can draw a straight line between the valve control and the head, and that's going to be the path of the.
Yeah, but
PVC,
no plumber's going to take responsibility for lawn irrigation.
No, I know.
I'm just letting you know when whomever does dig it, when they go to put the backhoe in the ground, if there's any of that or the wiring or anything like that in its path, the machine's going to tear through it.
Sure.
when they're
I just need to be able to
excavating.
talk to our irrigation company and let them know, because if the hole's there, I want to be able to repair that before the hole is filled in.
Sure,
Right?
I understand.
Yeah.
So, and then once again, you have that spot at 33 feet. I was cleaning because that one was about a 99% blockage as well.
Will the roots grow back? Is it just?
The roots will always grow back, yes, ma'am. The only stipulation is where the spot repair would have to be made. The roots wouldn't grow back there. It is a plastic connection. Roots can't penetrate the plastic unless something bad happens. But it can still continue to penetrate the clay tile.
But that takes that's going to take a period of years. Once
We
this is-
recommend every year.
Well, it's not going to be our problem.
So exactly. So the new homeowners are going to want to do it every year. If they don't, they can heed my warning. Pay me now or pay me later. So it's
we
just.
we can leave our little instruction letter
Sure,
with all
sure.
the niceties and
Yeah.
say here's some recommendations.
You bet.
And leave it at that. Right now, the immediate problem is what we're talking about.
Correct. So, but everything else looks good.
Okay, so we're cleaned out.
You know, you're cleaned out as clean as I'm gonna be able to get you.
Okay.
We're working from a smaller diameter clean out with a much larger diameter pipe. So, it makes it a lot harder when people put 6-inch in, and then we only have a 4-inch opening to play with.
Gotcha.
So it does make things a little bit more difficult.
So how long will it take you to assess and write?
I will go and see if I can't get a mark on this second spot.
Okay.
Because our company does not get into roadways or anything like that, so I need to find out where this second joint is, and then try to get a depth on that.
Okay.
And then, if you would like, I'd be more than happy to mark that spot at 33 feet.
Now, is that one, that's one where there's encroachment of roots, but you've cleaned it out at this
I've
point?
got as many as I can physically out with the jetter, yes sir, but it's gonna need to, once that's dug up outside, and the clean out's put in, another pass is gonna need to be made with a larger jetter.
The
Back
other-
back up from that spot, back up towards the house.
So that's just part of the process, once the
Correct.
access is made out there?
Yes,
because
sir.
We're not gonna dig another hole right out here
No
by the
sir,
driveway.
not unless you and your wife wanted us to, so,
Well, no, that would be no, so.
yeah, so anywho, we can only get so many of these out. That's why we recommend to people that their lines be cleaned every year so they don't get like this. So once again, everything else looks good. I'll try to get a mark on that second turn on that where it flattens out so we can get a depth and see exactly where that spot stops.
Okay,
And then from there I can, as long as we're not encroaching into the easement for the roadway, then we can give you bids and everything on that, on what it's gonna take to proceed.
so I know that the sewer line, because we actually eyeballed manhole cover and then 300 and 400 feet down
Yes, sir.
that way,
Uh-huh.
manhole cover, and basically looked at it, and I can see it cuts across just barely into our yard.
Does it?
On
Okay.
a straight line, but there's a section of curbing, that's sort of like here, and then there's just a little pie slice
Yes sir.
of where it looks
Uh-huh.
like the line
Yeah.
is gonna be, so, yeah, obviously, we don't wanna get into curbs and roadways, cause that gets into a whole other
Yes sir.
matter.
Sure. Yes it
City,
does.
as you know, so.
But I do not see any other stress factors, cracks or anything silly like that, so.
So are you just gonna flag, or are you gonna?
I've got it
spot or-
spotted out
Okay.
with, paint outside, sir.
Okay, that's fine. I can put a little, wood or rock chip or something there, just for reference point, because
Mm-hmm.
we're not on our deadline to get this done. but
Sure,
we
sure.
We need to get it done, in a.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's basically it. And I will try to get a mark outside for that and kind of see the way it's looking. I'm guessing from the camera footage and the depth. So you can hit the city sewer within 100 foot from here.
Mhm.
You cannot from over there.
Oh,
So you would actually be probably about 122, 123 feet if you run from over there, counting all the turns and all that good stuff. But if you go from here, you can pretty much knock on the city's main door right at 100 foot.
Which is the initial length of a lot of these.
That is
things.
correct. So I zeroed my camera right when we were sitting horizontal just past this clean out, and the second dive is at 90 feet, 8 inches.
Well, that'll be information that we can leave with the new owners to say,
Sure.
use that access point and not here, because it'll.
It'll save you a cable.
Right.
Because then the next guy, if they run over from there, they're going to wind up adding cable for sure. And nothing drives a drain guy nuts to add 50 feet for like 10 foot. So,
Especially if it's not necessary.
yeah, exactly. So as long as they run from here, you can get to the city main within the 100 foot marker.
Perfect, okay.
From here, for sure. So I'll get a mark on that, and then I'll let you guys carry on. And then once I'm done here, I'll get a plug in here, and then I'll get the rest of my junk out.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there as far as what needs to be done as far as digging and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, will you have that by tomorrow? or
You'll have it
Wednesday?
before my truck pulls out of your driveway.
I see, okay, alrighty. Thank you.
You're welcome.